Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, Indiana football bounces back against Idaho.
And the women's soccer team looks to continue their hot streak. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Jevan McCoskey.
And I'm Brianna Ballog. We have full coverage of IU athletics over the past week, so let's jump right into it.
Starting us off, IU football needed a big win for their home opener, and they got it in front of their fans for the first time in nearly 2 years. Our Will Trubshaw and Ryan Scott broke down the Hoosiers' victory from Memorial Stadium.
The 2021 home opener at Memorial Stadium in Indiana got back on track in a big way. Will Trubshaw here with Ryan Scott. And Ryan, the Hoosiers took down the Vandals 56-14 today. They did just about everything they needed to do, and they did it exceptionally well.
The Hoosiers came out here tonight and they pleased such a warm welcoming of fans, first time in almost 2 years. It said it was just about winning in all three phases tonight. The defense, the special teams, the offense, everything looked spectacular tonight, and that was a big emphasis coming into this week, as Coach Allen said.
We have 3 DNAs for each area, and for providing the winning edge is number 1. For special teams, be at your best when it counts the most, and make game-changing plays. And they lived those 3 out tonight, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it. The all around that special teams really kind of jump-started the Indiana on offense and defense. And one guy in particular, Jevan, he served the 1-game suspension last week in Iowa. Comes back today, catches a touchdown pass, and just a few plays later, blocks a punt and recovers the punt for another touchdown. So he had 2 touchdowns today. He was a huge performer for the Hoosiers.
I think just missing last weekend, he came out here, just more motivated, more hungry than usual, and he did exactly that on all sides of the ball tonight in Jevan Swinton.
Missing last week just gave me more hunger, more motivation to go out there and prove to everybody that I'm here to stay and I'm a good player.
Yeah, so the Hoosiers are going to need a lot more performances like that when they host number 7 Cincinnati next week. That is going to be quite a game. Sold out crowd already. Should be spectacular. Might even be a ranked matchup again after IU's beatdown again of Idaho this week. 56-14 the final score. For Ryan Scott, I'm Will Trubshaw reporting for IUSTV.
Tickets for Saturday's game against number 8 Cincinnati are already sold out, marking Indiana's first sellout of Memorial Stadium since 2017.
And for more on this Saturday's matchup between the Bearcats and the Hoosiers, we're joined in studio by the 3rd member of our football crew, Noah Harrison. Noah?
Thanks, Brianna. After coming off of a big win last weekend, the Hoosiers will return to Memorial Stadium on Saturday to take on the number 8 ranked Cincinnati Bearcats. Playing in front of a sold-out stadium, IU will face their toughest matchup thus far, as the Bearcats are exceptionally talented on both sides of the ball. Defensively, the Hoosiers will have to stop quarterback Desmond Ritter and running back Jerome Ford. The pair have efficiently executed both passing and rushing the ball this season. Meanwhile, Michael Penix and the IU offense will try to overcome the Bearcats' defensive line that is both dynamic and disciplined, only giving up 21 points this season. The Hoosiers will sport a retro jersey this weekend, similar to the ones that late head coach Bill Mallory's team wore in 1987. Tune into the game this Saturday at noon Eastern on ESPN. You can also follow IUSTV Sports beat reporters Will Trubshaw, Ryan Scott, and myself on Twitter for live updates from Memorial Stadium. Back to you, Brianna.
Thanks, Noah. The 9th-ranked Indiana men's soccer team faced off against the 16th-ranked Akron Zips this past Friday. For the majority of the first half, the game was at a stalemate. The first goal of the game came from a header by defender Daniel Mooney in the 65th minute. Akron would equalize 2 minutes later with a goal by Dogo Pacheco. The game went into 2 overtimes but ended in a 1-1 draw. Goalkeeper Roman Celentano saved 3 shots while Akron recorded 6. Mooney received Big Ten Defender of the Week honors for his performances while the team falls to 11th ranked nationally in the NCAA rankings. The Hoosiers open the Big Ten play on Friday against Rutgers. The game is scheduled to kick off at 8 p.m. at Bill Armstrong Stadium.
The women's soccer team finished up a 3-game homestand against Murray State last Thursday. IUSTV women's soccer reporter Kara Adams has the recap.
The Hoosiers were able to complete the non-conference home sweep tonight against Murray State. Jordan Levy's goal in the 29th minute was just enough to get the Hoosiers' momentum going. Paige Weber came off the bench and scored 3 goals, pushing the Hoosiers to a 4-0 win. This was another full-team win, with the bench proving its depth.
Just the feeling of knowing that we can score goals from nothing, and we can create goals from different people, and I think it's so valuable for any team. So just that confidence level from everybody.
Murray State's a really good team, and the fact that we could beat them 4-0, put 4 goals away is a huge thing for us, and I think we have a lot of confidence going into Big Ten season and playing harder schools. So
Hoosiers will head to Kansas State on Sunday to complete their non-conference play and will head into Big Ten play starting on September 19th. It was another successful night for the Indiana Hoosiers on their home turf. For IUSTV Sports, I'm Kara Adams.
The Hoosiers traveled to Kansas State this past Sunday and defeated the Wildcats 3-0. The team will begin Big Ten play this weekend against Michigan State. When Hoosier Sports Night continues, we welcome in our own Kevin Vera to talk who takes home the crown of IUSTV Sports Athlete of the Week.
And we bring you the latest from the volleyball, field hockey, and women's golf teams. You're watching Hoosier Sports Night. Welcome back. Joining us in studio for a segment of Hoosier Spotlight is IUSTV Sports reporter Kevin Vera. Kevin?
Thanks, Brianna. After the 56-14 victory over Idaho, the impressive performance by sophomore Jevan Swinton earns him IUSTV Sports Student Athlete of the Week. Swinton, the 6'2", 187-pound wide receiver, didn't play in his first game against Iowa, but came up big in this one with 3 receptions for 33 yards, including his first career touchdown. In his first touchdown of the game, it came at the 3-minute mark with a 9-yard pass from Penix. Not only that, about 50 seconds later, Swinton scored his second touchdown of the game after returning a block punt in the first few minutes of the first quarter. Swinton and the Hoosiers start to gear up for this week's matchup against the 8th-ranked team in the country, the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. Kickoff will be at Saturday at 12 p.m. here in Bloomington. Jevan, Brianna, back to you.
Thanks, Kevin. The Indiana volleyball team had a tough weekend down in Atlanta. I have more on the Hoosiers' trip down south. Check it out. The Indiana volleyball team had a challenging weekend going 0-3 in the Georgia Tech Classic in Atlanta, Georgia. The Hoosiers had 2 upsetting 5-set losses to Oklahoma and Mississippi State. They also lost to Georgia Tech in 4 sets. Despite these losses, Coach Arrett said this is the best he's seen his team play.
Had a challenging trip to Atlanta. Obviously lost 2 matches in 5 games, which was disappointing, but I thought the bounce back against Georgia Tech was awesome. We played probably our best volleyball of the year, and I thought the team really felt that we had taken a step forward. I thought how we traveled, how we trained, how we approached the weekend was awesome.
Also, Coach Arrett is excited to have the energy from the fans and the student section back, since this is the first time they will play here at Wilkinson Hall since 2019.
Yeah, student section to me is kind of like a pet project and something that I'm really proud of. I thought at football this weekend, I thought the students were amazing, you know, and I think there's a lot of pride in this school. I think there's a lot of incredible people that are going to help us, you know, specifically over the next few years. And I want it to be a fun environment. I want it to be a unique environment. I want it to be different than other Big Ten venues. People will see that in a variety of ways, from the tailgating stuff before the match to the drum line at matches as opposed to a band, and the live DJ in the stands with the students. I think there's some wrinkles here that are very unique.
The Hoosiers start their weekend on Thursday against Alabama A&M and Friday playing Ole Miss and Chicago State. Make sure you follow along for updates at IUSTV Sports on Twitter. And for IUSTV Sports, I'm Brianna Ballog. Thursday's game starts at 7 p.m. and the games on Friday are at 10 and 7. Follow myself and Josh Bodie for updates.
The Indiana field hockey team lost a close one this past Friday, falling 1-0 to number 6 Louisville. Louisville's lone goal was scored only 8 minutes into the match off of their first of 4 penalty corners. Indiana managed to earn 6 corner opportunities and 6 shots, 2 of which were on goal. Those came from freshman midfielder Sofia Arabola Garcia and senior defender Mary Kate Kessler. Despite controlling the tempo late in the game, the Hoosiers could not find their way back, falling to 4-2 as Louisville remains undefeated with a 5-0 record. Indiana looks ahead to a 3 home game stretch starting with Iowa Friday at 3 o'clock. Be sure to follow along for updates.
The Hoosier women's golf competed earlier this week in the 2021 Wolverine Invitational up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, for their first action of the fall. The team finished in 14th place overall, led by the strong tournament debut of freshman Annie Donegan. Donegan led the Hoosiers in the final round, carding a 2/73, ending her tournament debut at 4 overall. The Ireland native finished second amongst freshman golfers and 8th out of all the Big Ten golfers in the event. The Hoosiers will head to Madison, Wisconsin next for the Badger Invitational.
Joining us now in studio to discuss what the week looks like for your Indiana Hoosiers is our own Giselle Marsteller. Giselle, take it away.
Thanks, Jevan. It's now time to check out how the upcoming week looks for your Hoosier athletics. Women's volleyball will host the Indiana Invitational, competing against Alabama A&M on Thursday, as well as Chicago State and Ole Miss on Friday. Men's golf will be in the Windy City for the Fighting Illini Invitational, where they will compete Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Field hockey will host the second-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes in Bloomington this Friday, followed up by a home contest against Richmond on Sunday afternoon. Friday, our 11th-ranked men's soccer team will host Rutgers for some interconference competition. Women's tennis will be headed north to compete in the Milwaukee Classic in Wisconsin this weekend. Staying in Wisconsin, the women's golf team will be in Madison for the Badger Invitational throughout the weekend. On Saturday, both cross-country teams will return to the course in Terre Haute to race in the John McNichols Invitational. Bringing it back to Bloomington, women's soccer will look to make it 5 straight wins as they host the Spartans of Michigan State this Sunday. And to round out your preview, the Indiana football team will look for a statement win against number 8 Cincinnati here at Memorial Stadium this Saturday at noon. That's all I have for your weekly preview. Jevan, Brianna, back to you.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at IUSTV Sports. For our production crew behind us, I'm Brianna Ballog.
And I'm Jevan McCoskey, and we will see you next week.